Welcome to App Design Tips. Today I'm going to show you how to create an awesome, compelling ad within Express, going straight from an idea to something that's animated, has narration, and everything under the sun. And we're also going to use ChatGPT to prompt and say, what kind of an ad do I need to create? And the end result that we're going to get is right here.
Spring is right around the corner. Need tools for your next project? Don't overspend. Get name brand tools at a fraction of the cost. Gardner Toolhouse has discounted name brand tools, quality inspection, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Explore our limited stock today.
When designing an ad, I always ask three questions. What's the goal? Who's the target? And what content can you create that resonates with that goal and that target? And so right now we have some communities in the DIY projects within Utah. We have some Facebook groups and different ones that are getting ready for spring cleaning and house projects, things like that. So we're going to start with that target in mind. And the goal is to raise that awareness and to show them the inventory of the type of tools that they can get for this spring cleaning projects. Another thing that you can do is you see that I have ChatGPT open right here, so you can give a prompt with all the information that I've given it. I'm just going to break down what makes this a good prompt. So I'm going to use Adobe Express to design a short animated ad in 3 or 4 slides. It's important to give this context because if it's just one image or one slide, there's only so much you can say. So to give ChatGPT the context that it can be in 3 or 4 slides is going to be helpful. And then you give some context in the company. They offer name brand power tools at up to 50% off plus a 30-day guarantee. So now, when you think about goals, content, and targeting, I want to raise brand awareness. That's the goal. And I want to sell tools in small spring cleanup groups and communities. This is the target. So raise brand awareness and sell tools is the goal. The target is in spring cleanup groups and communities in Facebook and GroupMe. And then the content, so what's the content that'll resonate with this? Emphasize springtime projects and add a clear final call to action like see deals. Keep text minimal and make sure the key benefits are highlighted. Name brand products at a discount, 30-day guarantee, 30-point inspection. Provide concise, punchy copy for each frame. We're just going to jump in with just like a 1080 by 1080. So like Instagram square post, for example, we'll start with that. And there's all these really great, we can say spring sale, and we can do that, and we can start with templates. And that might be good to do, but honestly, I like to add the components and the skeleton of this before I start to design. One thing I'm unsure of is the branding of Gardner Toolhouse because they don't have a website. So we can start with whatever ChatGPT is going to prompt. And what I say, you have to understand what the medium is you're working with. So if it's just one image, you can only say so much in an image. In my case, I'm going to add some animation, so now I can tell a little bit more of a story. It's not a video, but in the prompt I say I'm working on a Instagram square post animation with different scenes. So tell me how to add the pain or the opportunity, the solution, and then how the solution works. And so that's what we're doing right here. Frame 1 is the spring hook. So spring is around the corner. And we're just going to design something right there. Spring is around the corner, and it gives you some visual guidance, but time to tackle those home and yard projects. So we're going to go in here and I can hold down Option or Alt because if you use any Adobe tool, all the shortcuts come along with everything. And this doesn't have to be right. You can change the copy later, so I just don't care about it right now. And so we're going to come through here. Spring is around the corner. Time to tackle those projects. And I might have some daisies popping or whatever. So we'll have something like that. Time to tackle your projects. Scene. So if you don't see this timeline, it is only because you have a project right here that it doesn't have media yet. So if you just add text, for example, well, it looks like it did it this time. But if you don't see that, just click on an element and just click animation and animate one thing, and then all of a sudden this will pop up. But now I can add a new scene, and the new scene is going to say, need tools for your next project. So we can take that again, just add some text, go and bring that in here, and then don't overspend, get top brands at a fraction of the cost. So we do something like that and just boom. And what I imagine is we're going to have, and sometimes I like to just very roughly lay out some stuff. So, need tools for your next project, and maybe we'll have something that says, like a power tool that says Ryobi, DeWalt, and what's the Milwaukee or something. Just, I know there's like battles. It's like Ford versus Chevy with power tool companies. They've got a nice following, but we can go and say, you want this, you want this, you want this, get tools ready for your next project. Don't overspend, get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Highlight the pain of expensive tools. Introduce the gardener. So then we have a new scene, and it says gardener tool house has you covered. There we go. Just bring that right here. And then we're going to do a, refurbished name brand tools. I'm going to say discounted name brand tools. So we'll try this. Discounted name brand tools. And, how we lay this out. Is it like something like that? 30-point inspection? We don't know, but 30 point, and I don't even know if it's 30 point. Like, this is something that we get the client review, and then I don't even know if they have a 30-day money back guarantee. That's just something that I would like if I was buying name brand tools. But this is, what you know, and then we can just send this off for review, and he can say that's not it, and you say, well, why else would I want to buy from you? So we can go through here, just center some stuff. So that's great. So discount, now we can go to elements, and there's like so many assets that are like really great in here. If I just type in discount or saving or something like that. And here's the thing is, you want some continuity in the type of design you have. So this is going to feel very much like a Microsoft Word or Excel brochure right now. But that's okay, because then we'll get into the design later and we'll design this. But we're just kind of storyboarding this thing out. So 30-point inspection. So I'll just type in inspection and we'll just see what that looks like. And another thing you can do, there's background shapes, icons, all that stuff. But we got to find something that is either like similar to that, like quality approved control. Like, that looks good. Here's the problem with most designers is I can take something like this that I love, and these feel like they came out of two different universes, right? As a designer, I have the benefit of taking something like this and then going into Illustrator and kind of designing them in a way that feels like they came out of the same sandbox. But most people, if you're looking at this, it's going to be tough. But what I would recommend is trying to find something that either fits this or that either fits this. So if I like something with some color or whatever, then maybe I go back into discount and I come through here and I say, what can I get that kind of fits that? And so like this is going to be way different, right? So do you want 3D or do you want, but you have to kind of find it from the same type of library. If we do something like this, perhaps I can close this. And let's say, this is closer and maybe I like it. Again, this isn't maybe not what I'm going to stick with, but even as far as the colors here. So if it's an image, like this is a JPEG or a PNG, so we can't just change the color. Or can we? We can go into the effects, and if we go to custom, we can say, I want the shadows to be green. Boom! So that's great. And I want the highlights to be, and we can choose green because there's no highlights in here, it's just shadows, but that's good. It matches that and it feels a lot better. But another thing that we could maybe do is bring this down, go in and get an element like that's a, I don't know, circle. Oops, what am I doing? Go through here and like say we don't want that, but we do want, let's start with black right now and just make it this like a 10. That's not good. Okay. So we go, and another thing is to keep the same relative size. You can't have the exact same size because every shape has an illusion of size. That if it's the same size, it's not. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're gonna go through here, and this is a little bit thick. We need to have it thinner. So border thickness 2 is maybe better. And is it green? Does green make it better? But some of those things, like how can you? Yeah, I mean that's okay. And in fact, that's so okay that I can probably want this just to be black or grayscale. There you go. Like it looks like it came out of the same sandbox, right? There's some other things we can maybe do, but 30-day money back guarantee. So where's my guarantee? Show me the money. So great, we throw that in. Nope, that doesn't work. But some things like this, we got icons, so let's just browse the icon world. Made in Taiwan. Premium quality. 30-day money back guarantee. Awesome. So like even this, boom, 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 come back, have the same circle, and come back here. Like really within 2 minutes, we've designed our own, so I tell you, I'm going to have to go into Illustrator and do this, but I might kind of like that. And it's still vanilla. I always call it vanilla until we think about the flavors. And so springtime, time to tackle those home and yard projects. And it's not, what I'm thinking about here, I'm going to remove the animation because it's, I added the animation to get this triggered, and then I need to think about the animation. But so you kind of want to play it out, and springtime is around the corner. Time to tackle those home and yard projects. And that's probably a good, like if we think about popping daisies or whatever. And then need tools for your next project. Boom, boom, boom. So let's just play it out in my head. Need tools for your next project. Bop, bop, bop. Don't overspend. Get top brands at a fraction of the cost. So maybe a tiny bit more. So boom. And then, so here's what your anticipation is. Here's what we can do. And then tell us more. Gardener Toolhouse has you covered. And then strong call to action. And this might be too much. You can always optimize and see, like, do you do something that's just 5 seconds or whatever, but we're just going to give this a whirl and just do what ChatGPT says to see how far can we take this. So tap here for spring tool deals. Limited stock, don't miss out. And then view deals. Deals. Cool. So clear, urgent call to action. So tap here. I don't like tap here because people know what a button is. Let's see. Explore spring tool deals. Oh, something like that. View details. So right now the whole thing's 20 seconds. Is 20 seconds too much? I don't know. Spring is around the corner. Time to tackle those home and yard projects. Need tools for your next project? Bop, bop, bop. Don't overspend. Get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Gardener Toolhouse has you covered. Discount brand name, 30-point inspection, so it might be a little bit longer. Explore spring tool deals, limited stock, don't miss out. That's okay. So now when we think about the ad, we can say something like a spring ad banner examples. And this is cool. One thing that I'm going to show you how to do something fast. It's not going to mean that I have all the answers immediately, but I could right click and say, okay, I like kind of that design, so I can go back into Express and just paste that in, and I'll just move this over here, and I can say something like in Spring. The cool thing about Express is like the a million font combinations, so I can like say handwritten, and we can come in here, and again my goal is super fast, don't judge. I might be a better designer than this, but you never know within 30 seconds of me trying to create this. So Spring, I'm going to move this. Okay, so I'll move this over here, and this is like grouped stuff that comes with it, so just Shift Command G to ungroup, or right click and ungroup and say I don't want that, or do I? Maybe not. So Spring. And another thing too is, so let's go in and maybe those colors are okay. So we're going to go through into the element, grab like a circle, and a circle, and we'll make this one like solid orange. So we can just go here. What am I doing? Close out of there, go into edit, and we'll first just give this no border, and then we'll just make this one, look, it shows recommended, it shows orange. Like I can go and eyedrop the crap out of everything here, which I'll do, but it kind of like, this is just an image that like blurs a bunch of stuff, and it takes that and says, hey, I recommend some things. It's just really helpful when you're not necessarily a designer wanting to jump in and create something very quick. And so here I can go into the text and, what colors do you recommend here? Let's eyedrop some yellow. And it's behind this, so like here's some layers here, so we can just drag this up, right? Just drag it up here. Come through and just start structuring this a little bit. And then, we'll come over here and just hold down Option. If you hold down Option and drag, it duplicates things, which is really great. And I'm trying to move fast because, the whole goal of this video is how to do things fast, but you can slow it down 1/2 speed and follow along. But is around the corner. And there's some things you can do with like the design, it like the text layout or design. So like it might be playful to say is around the corner here, and then play with some things here. I don't know, like what can we do here? I don't know. Or Spring is around I'm just gonna take it easy. Spring is around the corner. And another thing is I don't have to have a circle. If it fits better, I can do a square, but I'm going to take this, remove the fill, add a stroke, bada boom, bada bang, make this be like a 4 pixel or something like that. We'll just start with that and just bring this over here. I like the snapping and the alignment, so like basically I can do something like this and just move it around and boom, it just kind of snaps in place. And 3, so I probably, now that I'm thinking about this, want a thicker handwritten, isn't this cool? It's like it knows like you might want to change some things up a bit, so here you go. And so we can take this, and I want it to be like bada bing, bada boom. And then we'll make this white. But even this text, I didn't choose this text, it chose me. So boom is around the corner. So we'll do something like this. That's great. And then what I don't like is I'm using this for reference, right? Spring is around the corner, but I want this to be reference, but I'll just move these things like boom, snap that, drop down, snap it and reverse it, and maybe that is good, spring is around the corner. And then maybe some yellow text, like, this, when you're working with a brand, you have some brand guidelines that you're working with, but I'm just winging it here because most mom and pop shops or most people that are using a tool like this, it's just how do you get your message out? And branding is important, but going through here, there's just ways to just get these things out fast. So the text that I have here, default text layout. Now these things get changed on me all the time within here. So like shapes are in here. I didn't know that till now. But we can go in here and say, what is this shape size or opacity? What am I trying to do here? So like this is the vertical or horizontal. I thought there was another one. Is it just that? That's weird. But we'll go through and make that same yellow. We'll go through and, take this, edit. We'll center that. And, there's not a whole ton of rhyme or reason. When you're designing a book, you're designing like a lot of things for enterprise, a lot more focus and alignment and things like that. But we're getting some stuff just like thrown together. And that's okay. Let's say I'm going to remove that because I can just bring this reference. I'm going to bring it just over off screen so I can see it and not have it compete with all this. So spring is around the corner, time to tackle your projects. So then we go to elements here, and I'll do all right now, but I'm just going to type in like daisy. Okay, and we'll just find, that looks great. We'll just pop up some daisies right here. Boom. Boom. And, don't want them all the same. You want a little bit of randomness, right? So maybe we'll have a little daisy popping up here. As far as rotating, how do I rotate? Add as seen. I know how to rotate. Why can't I rotate? It's usually, oh, look at that. So we can do something like that and then command left bracket a few times to lower it down. Or if you don't know shortcuts, just drag it around here. We could do something like that. And then, I don't know, pink flowers. I don't know what they're called. Lilies, pink flowers. No, that's like funeral flowers. Let's see, design assets. It's along the right thing, but it doesn't scream spring. That's okay. So we can do something like that. That's like boom, coming around like right here. Maybe we'll try something here. Come through. That's the one we already used. We'll try a few of these. So see how it gives us a few. That's great because we can just crop one out. Like put one right here. The reason why I didn't see that, it's kind of weird, but we can drag this over here. I'll just command left bracket to bring that down, and then we'll bring another one like right here on top, something like that. And then we'll try something else here, coming through here. And the whole magic afterwards, we'll just have something like right here, and we'll just copy this and bring it like right here and bring it up. So that's great, right? It seems a little bit cluttered, and we'll just clean it up a little bit, and maybe like this part will maybe expand it. Boom. And then maybe here spring is around the corner. Time to tackle those projects. So let's try that. So, that's good. Now, another thing you can do is just hit animation and just say animate all. And let's just see how good it does. That's pretty good, right? So we can take that. So my question is, can we take these flowers, for example, and maybe spring is around the corner, and then the time to tackle, we can move that back to say that's the last thing we want to focus. There's too much going on right here. Time to tackle those home and yard projects. So yeah, boom, boom, boom. And if we do that, let's just move this around like this. Okay. I'm not going to think too much about this. I think this is, there is some things I could fix here, but time to tackle those home and yard projects. And I think they get it, right? So if they get it, cut it. Spring is around the corner. Time to tackle those home and yard projects. And then we come over here and say add transition, and we can do a push or slide or wipe. And then from here, borrow some text so that we can have some consistency from here. So whatever text that you have, need tools for your next project. And even the question mark, like I might want to add a question mark here separately. I didn't even think about this, but what if we have this, a guy, let's just see what we got. Yeah, so if let's just take something like this for right now, move this around, and the cool thing about this text layout box is like it boxes it into like whatever you got. So need tools for your next project. That's a great start. And so you'll say like power tool banner add example. Let's just see if there's power performance. Let's go to images. Power tool square add example. I kind of like this a little bit. So again, I'll pull this off to the side just for reference. And let's just see what kind of shapes there are. So shapes, let's go into, I don't know what we could do something like this. That's like, we stretch it out here, bring it clear to the very back, and then we add that same yellow that we had here. We might need to go here. If you want to know what a color is, like this one, we can go into the fill and hit custom and just copy this hex color. We can come back in here and just take that, boom, boom. Come on. Give me, that's because we're already in here. So need tools for your next project, and even here we can keep that wrapping, but do something like that. And so when we do that, maybe I need a different yellow with just a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to make it a little bit more tooly colored, like more DeWalty colored. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And then there's a cool thing that we can do within here too with there's this black question mark that we have that we can go into effects here and say I want the shadow to be white and I want the highlights to be white. And then we can come and take this and have it cut out a little bit, boom. Like a little bit of a cutout effect, it's a question mark, but why? Boom. Let's just trim that. Trim. And that's good. And then from here, need tools for your next project. So then it's need tools for your next project. And then let's go find some power tools. So what I'm going to do is and I might say I want to pop up 3 power tools, one from each brand, Ryobi, Milwaukee, and DeWalt. But I want each tool to be random and be the most popular tool people need for springtime house repairs or yard maintenance. Lawnmower, for example. I hope it says one of them are lawnmower. I might just type in DeWalt lawnmower. And I have to type in, I don't have to type in PNG actually. I'm going to show you something that's really great. So we can take something like this. Looks great. Right click, copy image, go in here, paste image. And why don't I have to have a PNG? Because remove background is my best friend. So boom. There we go. What did it tell me to do? Ryobi cordless string trimmer, hammer drill, circular saw. I like myself a Milwaukee circular saw. Boom. Take something like this, bring it in, and remove background. Something like this. So we got a mower background, and what's that Ryobi? Is that like the Toys R Us version? Ryobi drill. I think we don't want it to be 2 yard. It's like home, yard, stuff like that. And another thing is maybe show, that's cool. I want to show it with a battery here. So if you open something like that up, right click and copy image and you bring that in. Another thing that you can do here is remove the background, but I don't want this stuff. That's we can go into erase and just erase this stuff. So there we go, hit enter and done, and stuff like that. And we'll go through. So now, erase. There we go, done. There's some mistakes in here, but who can tell, right? So boom, 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 kind of stack it up. That looks like they went and posed for a picture. And even the overlap there, you don't know until you know. So something like that, what we're doing is creating magic. So now we kind of play around with some symmetry through here. Boom. And then we say, let's go and make it Mo right there. Boom, boom. Ba-dum, ba-boom. Okay, so something like that. And then, you can play around with all sorts of fonts here, like, but I like to just keep it simple, stupid. Don't overspend, get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Okay, so I might want a 3-line. Oh, top brands, that's great. Don't overspend, get top brands at a fraction of the cost. I'm going to keep it like that. Spread this out a little bit more. And then don't overspend. Sometimes breaking this out a little bit. It's going to depend on if it has good contrast on here. I mean, it's get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Let's just try it. Breaking it out sometimes helps it, like, don't overspend, get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Need tools for your next project. So now, does this fit? I feel like, I'd do some things to bring this together more, but come over here, spring's around the corner, time to tackle those home and yard projects. Let's just do like a one-click animate again, and let's just keep with the popping. And here's the thing that I want to do is maybe I'm going to take all this, I'm going to go to animation and say, And then I'm going to come through here and say, that's cool. We're going to play around with a little bit of like bungee next. Oh, man. Me likey. Okay, so then we take this, and I want this to kind of pop. Boop, boop, boop. And see, it doesn't go boop, 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 like I said. So we're going to come through here. Doom. And then here is where we want these things to start. So we can start with this one. Say, boom. It's 4.8 seconds. We want this to be 4.4, and we can stretch this out to say there's little markers right there. There's like 4.8, 4.6, and then this one here, 4.4. It just kind of helps the sequence of things. So like, boom, boom, boom. And then right after, pow! Don't overspend, And does it rise? Does it tumble? Oh, man. All right. So we can come through here. And then let's drag it. But also, like, this is the good stuff, right? So let's add some loop. We gotta, like, hey, pay attention to me. You know what I mean? Like, don't overspend, or like flicker, or like, do we jitter? Do we bob and weave? There's like so many potentials. Okay. So here's our story. Spring is around the corner. Time to tackle those home and yard projects. Need tools for your next project? Don't overspend. Get top brands at a fraction of the cost. So then we can go over here, and this is like the biggest fear of designers is, can you please review this? Yeah, it looks good, and then you ship with a fration. Okay, so Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. Gardner Toolhouse. I don't think they have a logo, darn it. But here's the thing that I would do is, let's go ahead and bring this in. Like, oh, come on. So we'll bring this, copy and paste it, and then we'll call this one Gardner Toolhouse. And then we'll just remove a bunch of this stuff. And then, oh, look at this. Boom, boom. Now that I'm fully fueled, let's go back into Even in the thumbnail, we can just grab that. Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. Now, I wanted to do something that aligned here, and it's a great theory, but kind of small. So now on this, just for equal sizing, that's better. So here, I don't know what font, like this is the program OT. Let's just match that. And I'm pretty sure it's black. Okay. Align, a circle. Just kidding, align. So something like that, I think, and we could do like boom, boom, and still align that here. We can shorten that maybe even a little bit more. The funny thing is you think, oh man, that's too fast, but there's been a lot of things that I've played like, hey, check this out, boom, and then as soon as it's done being watched, you say, so what did it say? And the retention on some fast stuff is sometimes faster than the retention on some of the slow speaking stuff. Okay, so another thing that we can do is group, group, group. And man, there's other things I can do here, but that's okay. So click plus, add transition, and let's just push that over here. And you can have like what direction, what energy do you want to push within here too. So just a lot of great controls, but we're going to come through here. Boom, boom, boom. Don't overspend. Get top brands at a fraction of the cost. And then Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. I'm going to start with this one and say right here, select the group, say right here, we want to come in. And in the animation, oh, that's loop. We don't want to loop yet. Oh man, that bungee is just something, isn't it? So then we can take that, click this one, make sure the group is selected. And we have that dot reference to say, okay, right after that dot, just boom, boom. And then here we want to bungee. And then here, this whole group, about right there. This snapping's not the best, but let's take a look at that. This we don't want to be bouncing around here, and I think the end point that's good. Just drop it. Now see how it like started coming down while this was transitioning. I think we want to give it a rest like that. So, and then this perhaps a little bit later. So like, let's check that out. And then if anything like ever hides and you're like, what is going on here? Just because of this. Okay. Coming through. I really want to scale that back even more, like boom, and then this one here, select the group, and like in between the two. So it's more like boom, boom, boom. Even more, you know what I mean? And if there's, sometimes you can have animation inside of these things like accidentally. So like this animation here, I'm just gonna turn that to none. This one, okay, it is none. So let's just try it all. Okay, and then we can come in with this one, and maybe I'll add a transition that pushes or lifts. Zoop. There we go. And then as I do that, zoop, then explore spring deals. And maybe I'll borrow some more of this. Boom. Come over here. Explore spring deals. And then maybe here, you know, I like playing around with some misalignment. So we got something like that. Explore spring deals. And then, what's this? Is my Russian friend used to say, "Was the heck is this?" Program OT. I used to work with a Russian architect that was one of the most amazing artists and architects. But he was also paranoid because of what his country did to him, and he had to flee. Okay, explore spring deals, limited stock, don't miss out. And then I'm going to have some text here, like I'm going to say like button, I don't know, button. Yeah, this is cool, but then we can go into the pink. Choose the color, boom, and then view deals. And then limited stock, don't miss out. And then maybe we just throw some brands here. DeWalt logo. Remove that background. Milwaukee logo. I think Milwaukee's like a town. And Ryobi logo. And again, the thing that I was talking about on like the relative sizing is you see how these are the same tall, but this actually looks a lot smaller because it's not boxed in like the others. So there's that relative sizing. You match like, okay, everything's the same height, but like that Milwaukee's just a little guy. So to solve for that, you kind of just use some common sense like this. It's like, okay, now they take the same earthly space, more or less. Then red still stands out. Sorry, DeWalt. Boom. Boom. Give it a little bit of spacing here. So we can just do some timing of things. So on here and on here. So here's the thing is we're going to have this whole thing pop. So I'm going to group this. I'm going to have this whole thing just be a little bit like, bah, And then it's still like this grouped thing already has an animation of like in that we want to turn off. Or we can hit pop. And as we do that, basically this is popping and then the text is popping inside of it. So it's like gives a little bit more depth. So like, bah. So we can do that. Explore spring deals. And then limited stock, don't miss out. We can, make it a little bit more in alignment. And then here we can have a in that's like drift or slide. Move that over. And I like to just kind of scrub to see like, oh, what's happening, And then here again, we're going to just pa! And then in there, these ones can be a little bit faster. It's like DeWalt, boom. Milwaukee, boom. Ryobi, boom. And then the Bella of the Ball is this one. And notice again, got to pick the whole group or else you're going to... That's kind of cool the text is staying there. I don't know why it is, but I think I like it. Yeah, we'll do a bungee, and then we'll just hit it like right here. So let's play this, coming through here. And then things are just disappearing right before our eyes. So whatever disappears, you just grab it and say, stay around a little bit longer. And then this loop. That's fun. So now we go through. Spring is around the corner. Time to tackle those home yard projects. Need tools for your next project. Don't overspend. Get top brands. Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. And just in looking at that, it might need a tiny bit longer, like we're going to give it like a second. And as we give it a second, you got to make sure that things don't disappear like that. Just sometimes what things do, if you don't behave, they'll disappear all over you. Okay. Go through here. What happened? Okay, so I think here, I just barely noticed this. That's the important stuff that you just sometimes can just easily miss. So that's why you watch it a bajillion times. So good enough, right? So like this is a draft and a start, and there's some things that obviously we can craft to say like this, does it look like this? We need to just kind of change that around. Do we have a Gardner Toolhouse logo that we can have, or is there messaging that's different than this that can show why? But all of this stuff, it's pretty good for a first pass. And if you have video and if you have media, one thing that you can do, I want to show you just some easy things. Everything I'm doing here can work on your phone too, by the way, which is like super powerful that you can have something like this on your phone. But I'm going to record a voiceover. Let's just give this a go. Studio microphone, we'll do sure, I'll do sure. Spring is right around the corner. If you want to tackle those home and yard projects, You need tools for your next project, then don't overspend. You can get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. They have a 30-point inspection, discounted name brand tools, and 30-day guarantee. You can find some great name brands. View the deals here. Yeah, it's okay. Spring is right around the corner. Move that over here, move it over here. Spring is right around the corner. If you want to tackle those home and yard projects, you need tools for your next project, then don't overspend. You can get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. They have a 30-point inspection, discounted name brand tools, and 30-day guarantee. You can find some great name brands. View the deals here. Cool. So now we can get some audio here. So we'll go through here and just find some blues, brass, classic, dance. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, it's okay. We can do something like that. To each their own, right? But let's do like a 10%. We'll do a fade out. Let's just give that a go. Spring is right around the corner. If you want to tackle those home and yard projects, you need tools for your next project, then don't overspend. You can get... Okay. Spring is right around the corner. If you want to tackle those home and yard projects, you need tools for your next project, then don't overspend. You can get top brands at a fraction of the cost. Gardner Toolhouse has you covered. They have a 30-point inspection, discounted name brand tools, and 30-day guarantee. You can find some great name brands. View the deals here. That's really great, right? So there's a lot of other things with add-ons that you can have, like AI go and do your voice for you. So like if I go to your add-ons, there's this voiceover. So here, for example, you can come in here and say, spring is right around the corner. Let's see, get, I don't know, need tools for your next project. Don't overspend. Get name brand tools at a fraction of the cost. Come through here. Gardner Toolhouse has discounted name brand tools, quality inspection, and a 30-day money back guarantee. And then explore spring deals are limited stock today. Something like that. And then we'll play a sample of a voice.
Allow the world to live as it chooses.
Good enough. Tons of different voices that I don't want to spend the time going through, but just generate audio. We'll just see what happens. And I might like that even more than my voice.
Spring is right around the corner. Need tools for your next project? Don't overspend. Get name brand tools at a fraction of the cost. Gardner Toolhouse has discounted name brand tools. Quality.
Okay, so we'll go through here. Voiceover 1. Let's go through here.
Spring is right around.
I think this is the one I need to delete. Let's see.
On the corner.
Oops, undo. Take this one.
Need tools? Spring is right around the corner. Need tools for your next project? Don't overspend. Get name brand tools at a fraction of the cost. Gardner Toolhouse has discounted name brand tools, quality inspection, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Explore our limited stock today.
Oh man, I'm good. Okay, so now we're just going to delete that scene.
Day money-back guarantee. Explore our limited stock today.
Okay, so now we just download MP4, custom original size, or Porqué, and download. So, hope you found this useful. Again, don't get blindsided by all the templates and things before you start to figure out what your message is. Sometimes you start with a template and then you're like, oh, what do I do to fit this box? That's not the thought that you should be in immediately. What I did was created a lot of the components, started to create the story, and then started to build some design around there. Now we can obviously, this was about an hour's worth of work from describing to designing, and lunch included. But even from there, if you spent an additional hour or 2 hours from here, we can really craft and hone in the design based on that story. But just check something like this out. From having an idea to having an Express ad video with narration and music and the timeline of things, just incredible what you can do within an hour. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button for more videos like this.